Good morning, grandkids. Um, I'm not even dressed this morning because it's really cold and I've got my heat running, and so I guess you will have to listen to that run. But we will go on to chapter 18 today in The Young Wizard Dorkly in a Land Far, Far Away. This is chapter 18. You know, when I first recorded for this, I recorded the wrong chapter. To delete it. Now I'm starting all over. When the king's court is finished, Conley hurries to his room at the side and sits down with the others. He thanks Bonester for staying and then dismisses him. He turns to his close friend and wizard, who is sitting there ill. Gorman, this illness has been going on too long. I insist on a healer attending to you, and I mean starting now. Dorkly will help you to your chambers and stay with you until I get a healer sent to you. Dorkly, while your dad is under a physician's care, you will be the wizard at my right hand in court for the next 2 or 3 days. Dorkly was stunned. He knew this day would be coming, but still, it seemed too soon. But sire, I don't feel ready, he said. I know, Dorkly, but the next few days can be like a training period. Don't worry about it. I won't expect much. And Gorman, will you feel like giving him a few pointers while he is with you? Yes, my king, although I believe I only need a few days to recover, it will be good for him to get in some training and start realizing a more serious side of life, Gorman said with a smile. Good. The 2 of you take off, and I will get a healer sent to your spire. And Dorkly, as soon as someone is there, I want you to report back to me. Yes, my king. And he and his dad left for the wizard's spire. Back in the village of Corkscrew Mine, trouble was brewing. One of the miners came to a guard and complained that himself and another miner had had some of their personal money stolen. The guard walks with the man back to the mine and asks him to show him the thief. The miner, whose name is Grank, points out the man who was the one Dorkly sold the 2 potion claws to. The guard pulls the man outside the mine, with the man struggling to get free. What's wrong? What do you want with me? Let go. What's your name? The guard asks him roughly with a little shake. Helbert, the miner answers angrily. Well, Helbert, a couple of robberies have occurred inside the mine, and you've been accused. What have you got to say for yourself? That's crazy. I didn't do nothing, Helbert groused. The guard looked toward Grank and asked him where his money was at when it was stolen. It was in my pocket. I don't know what sleight of hand he used to get it, but it was there, and then it wasn't. Right after this scum came over and just stood in front of me, looking at me, then walked away. I checked immediately, 'cause it was too weird, Grank said. Another miner stepped forward and said the same thing happened to me in the same way. Before that, I had seen the young wizard Dorkly talking with Helbert, sitting with him at a table outside the mine before starting this shift. The guard took the 2 accusers and the thief to their guards' quarters and left them in charge of another guard. I'm riding up to the court. It will take me a day or 2 before I can be back. I'll go talk with Dorkly and find out what was going on. Back at the palace, after the healer shows up at Gorman's spire, Dorkly heads to his own spire and down to the floor below. He hurries over to his bookshelves, pulling out recipes and potions here and there, making his usual littered mess on the floor. He found the proper ingredients. Sorry, guys. He found the proper ingredients for one special potion, which he hoped would help his father get a good night's rest and relieve his sick stomach. Once he was finished, he hurried back to Wizard Gorman's spire. He explained to the healer what he had made and that one spoonful should be given to Gorman every 4 hours, and if he is asleep, don't wake him up. The next dose can wait until he awakens. He then hurried back to the king. He could tell already that his time was going to become much busier. Dorkly finds the king in his personal sitting room, just off of his bedchamber. When he walks in, Connolly indicates a chair and says, "Sit, Dorkly. I want to go over a few plans that will specifically involve you this evening at the party. I will want you near me at all times, unless I dismiss you for the evening. At the meal, you will sit at the foot of the table where your father always sits. If I leave and dismiss you, then you may stay and dance or whatever. Got that?" "Yes, sire," Dorkly was prompt to answer. "Also, wanted to let you know that I made a potion for my dad and took it to the physicians, leaving instructions with him." That's good, Connolly said. "Maybe now Gorman will have some improvement. Also, while you stay close to me, use a spell from time to time, whatever one you see fit, to keep an eye on things." "Yes, my king," Dorkly said. He was already feeling the strain of his station and hoped for his dad's sake, but also for his own, that his dad would be feeling better soon. In Gorman's bedchamber, the physician waited until Gorman was drifting off to sleep after having been given some of the potion Dorkly had brought. Then he sent for another healer, and they discussed Gorman's case. Sherman, the head physician, said something is wrong in the wizard's abdomen. When I feel of it, pressing on it, he groans and it feels harder than it should, not soft. Dorkly has given him something to help him sleep, but he seems restless. I am going to get me a bit to eat and bring back a bit to drink. Would you like for me to bring something back for you? I want you to stay here in the wizard's chambers with me this night." "Yes, thank you," the other healer said. "Anything you bring back will be fine." He knew it was going to be a long night and set about finding them blankets and pillows. So that's the end of this chapter for now. And I will see you all next week on Friday. Be good. Let's look forward to the next chapter. Bye-bye, grandkids.